Hi, welcome to the Offsides podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm John, and today football is finally back. Tomorrow, because it's going out on Wednesday, is game one of the season, Chiefs Texans, and we thought what better way to do it this year and to have our own pick show. We're gonna have a competition this year between me and Josh. Loser, right now we're adding to it, but loser right now has to sing a karaoke song of the winner's choice. So Josh, I know you're not excited because I know you can't sing, and I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna give you a very embarrassing song that you definitely would not like.
Hey, if I drink enough, I'll sing anything.
Oh man. Same here. But yeah, so we're gonna go through each 16 games each week, whatever 16 of 12 games a week. Have a record for each, and whoever's the best record or win percentage, will be our winner. Ties. What do we do in ties? That's the only issue I can never figure out with picks.
Ties in the fact of like at the end of the season, we both have the same
No,
amount of
I'm saying like
wins.
ties in an actual if a team two teams tie.
Oh, if it's
There has
two
been a
teams,
lot of ties recently.
we ties are like kissing your sister. We both lose.
Okay, we'll both lose. All right. So right now, Josh, we have week one. If you want to go into these now, unless you have anything else to say.
No, I'm excited. I did a lot of studying
Yeah,
the last couple of days.
you did 4 pages
Uh,
of work. This guy
if
did
anyone
four
can
pages of
see,
work.
I have about 3.5 pages of work here. I'm
No one
pretty
can see
excited.
it.
Yeah, I was saying if they could. I'm excited, which means all of this work I did, I'm gonna be completely wrong on all of it.
Yes, I'm hoping.
And that tells me that you're gonna blow this away.
Oh yeah,
uh,
this dude. We were waiting here for over an hour of him finishing his picks while writing notes, and I was just trying to edit everything going into this. We waited an extra hour for you, buddy. So you better be 100% right.
oh yeah, no, I'm going 0-16 this week, 100%, no doubt. I'm going
Well,
0-16 because of this.
we have the same first pick. First pick tomorrow on Thursday is Chiefs Texans. We both picked the Chiefs. So what do you have to say here? What?
um, well, this is interesting because the Chiefs are one of two teams who are allowing fans into the stadiums.
Hmm. So
So I
like
think that's
20%.
gonna give them a slight, yeah, it's like 20%. It's still something. It's
Yeah.
better than an empty, like, nothing um stadium. So that'll be a little bit helpful.
Hmm.
Um
Dolphins are used to
Very
that.
similar. What was that?
Nothing. I'll get to the point when
Uh
we get to their game.
okay. Uh Kansas City is a very similar roster as last year.
Hmm.
I think their secondary might have taken a step back. They lost some pieces there in the corners. Um but they added a big piece in Clyde Hilaire on
Hmm.
offense. I don't think you're going to see much change. This is going to be a high flying offensive team. The defense is still going to be middle of the road, not bad enough to where the offense is going to have to go off every week. But they will, probably need to score 21 points, which won't be tough. I think Deshaun Watson will take a step forward this year. Um, and they get David Johnson in that trade
Hmm.
with
No, I'm gonna
of
stop
D
you
Hop.
there. That trade hurts him in my opinion. That trade
Well,
really
yeah,
hurt them.
yeah. I'm gonna get more into it, but I think with the change of scenery, you could see David Johnson get back to kind of where he was playing a few years ago before that big
Maybe.
hand injury.
Mhm.
I don't think he's going to be a top five running back by any means,
No, God no. But
but still, but they still could have a decent running back in that
who
backfield for Deshaun Watson.
who's their backup
Um,
anyway?
I think Carlos Hyde walked. Let me
Yeah,
see here.
because I know Lamar Miller just got cut by the Patriots if they want to bring him back in. But I it's just I thought it was Lamar Miller. Honestly, I completely forgot Lamar Miller left. I only remembered.
Duke Johnson. They still have
Oh
Duke
right,
Johnson.
yeah, I
Yep.
mean Duke Johnson's
Yep.
not bad, but he's more of in my sense, a receiving back. Like he'll be a guy going out into the flats to help Deshaun Watson and stuff like that. I feel like
That's
now
fine.
this year is a test year, so we knew D Hop can basically work with any quarterback, out there.
Yeah.
He worked with
Hmm.
Brock Osweiler pretty well. He worked with Brandon Weeden pretty well and stuff like that. Can Deshaun do the same without his number one star? Can Deshaun be
See,
be that player? And that's why I think it comes down to for the Texans if they figure that out. I'm taking the Chiefs. So I'm hoping no Super Bowl hangover. I just don't think Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes will have one because I think they're just too good of a roster, and them literally making possibly the best restructuring moves of contracts I've ever seen in an NFL organization. Like, it was
Yeah,
just
they've
crazy how they re-signed basically
great GM.
everyone, and they had
Yeah,
$100 come draft time, they had $100 in their cap space. Like, it's just crazy. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is, like, insane. I think the next best running back in the league, possibly. And then you have, who's their backup that was there? Shoot, I was just talking about it. I'm forgetting, but still, it's no Damian Williams is the only issue though. That's it. They have no Damian Williams. He opted out. But it's still I still have trust in the Kansas City team. I think they're still the favorites for the Super Bowl.
yeah, no doubt. I again, his team's too talented. I don't think you'll see a hangover. I do think the Texans will give him a little challenge. I talked about this like 2 weeks ago. I think you could see Deshaun um, kind of transcend his game a little bit without having that safety net of D Hop.
Hmm.
Although he didn't use D Hop in a safety net as the way that Matt Stafford, as I talked about before, used Calvin as a safety net.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know that it'll be too crazy of an uptick. It definitely takes some adjusting, and
Yeah,
you'll see that in the first couple of games. But I think eventually it'll make him a better player.
yeah.
But I'm saying, yeah, Kansas City by at least a score. I
I'm saying Kansas City by double digits, maybe even 20.
Yeah,
I mean, also
I don't know about that much.
it's a rematch of the 24-0 comeback as well. It's a playoff rematch. So
Yeah,
I think it's gonna start out where Texans are gonna score fast, but then Kansas City's gonna smooth and take over in the game. They're gonna win 42 to like 20. That's my opinion. Next game is a very anticipated game. Uh, Washington makes its debut with their new uniforms. Since the temporary rebranding, and they play the Eagles. I've taken the Eagles in this. Josh, who are you taking?
the Eagles as
All right.
well.
Yeah, I mean,
Washington is one of the worst teams in the
yeah,
NFL.
no, there's no. They announced Dwayne Haskins as a starter, but Ron Rivera said it's very possible for Alex Smith to come back in, which I think is a terrible idea because I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him get hurt again. Dwayne Haskins is okay, but they don't have a running back really. They have Bryce Love and a guy I never heard of, to be honest. Um, what was his name? Is like was it Gibson? No, whoever it is. I nearly never heard of him when fancy
Who?
draft night came. I
Who
just
is it
I
for
the Reds for
the
the football team. There we go, football team.
their
Some
running back?
the running back. It's Bryce Love, the guy from Stanford, and then some
Yep.
other guy I never heard of because
Yeah, they.
Geis is
I mean,
gone and Peterson was cut.
yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I just say they have Chase Young. That's it. That's the only
Well,
positive to this team.
their defense has um they still have some pieces. They're not a terrible defense.
Mm,
It's not a it's not the worst defense in the league.
yeah. Do they still have Josh
Um
Norman?
no,
Yeah, no,
he's
he's gone.
gone, went
Yeah,
to Buffalo, I believe.
yeah,
He wasn't playing his greatest
yeah.
football
Yeah, even
anyways.
then, yeah, it wasn't even that good.
Um but yeah, that offense is got no good receivers,
Hmm.
no good tight ends. Very They traded away their best offensive lineman, which he probably wouldn't have played anyways, in Trent Williams. At least they got something for him this time.
Hmm.
No proven running backs. Dwayne Haskins is asking a lot out of him.
I
Someone
mean,
that doesn't have a whole lot of football under his belt.
yeah. I think
Um,
Ron Rivera is actually gonna help him in a sense, but it's still, I don't think he's
yeah,
that great.
defensively he'll help.
Yeah.
Defense. Now the Eagles also got a little bit better. They added Darius Slay,
Yep.
big upgrade on the defense.
They got Deshaun
Safety still
back.
kind of a question.
They have Deshaun back on offense. Deshaun Jackson. Their
Yeah, well,
offense isn't
they
that
they
bad either.
they added some speedy guys.
Hmm.
Who they drafted
They got Jalen
Mila
Rager, but Jalen Rager's
Rager. Yep.
that is out injured. I think he's missing week
Okay.
one. I'm
Okay.
not too sold on the running back core. Miles
Miles
Sanders, Boston
Sanders was
Scott, and
very
Corey
good
Clement.
last year.
I'm
I think
just
he'll handle a lot of the load.
I'm just iffy on it. I had a buddy taking first round in fantasy. I'm like, I just he's I'm not a fan. I think Carson Wentz is still good. I think Zach Ertz will be a great tight end, and I think that combo to his tight end to Zach Ertz will be godly this year because I think they should
Mhm.
realize how good Zach Ertz is and use him more because tight ends are becoming a big thing now in the NFL again. Tight ends are becoming
Yep.
a huge part. You see in Travis Kelce, you see in George Kittle, and I think Zach Ertz is the third best tight end in the league, and they got to use him. They got to Doug Peterson's got to learn how to use this guy.
hmm
Yep.
What I'm interested to see is how do they use Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
Because
Will
there's
he
talks
see a
of
snap?
them as like, well, there's talks of him integrating into the offense as a Taysom Hill type.
Hmm.
He's very fast. He ran like a 4.40.
Yep.
I think one of the fastest quarterbacks in combine history. Very athletic, as we've seen. Can run, can pass, can catch. Very athletic. So that you could see him do. He's not quite as big as Taysom Hill, but you could probably see him do some things. Maybe some two quarterback sets, some wildcat ish
Hmm.
formations, maybe. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do with him. But this is just, I mean, this is the Eagles game right
They're
here.
gonna be 9. I think I said 9-7 in the last thing. Our predictions
Yeah,
9-7.
yeah,
Like I mean, I think they're gonna be a wild card. I think they can win the East. It's only two teams that are competing for the East. So,
yeah.
um, next up, I think it's probably the easiest one of the easiest decisions we have today is Patriots Dolphins. This is I believe in Foxborough, right?
I don't think this is as easy as you're saying it is.
No, dude, I think it's easy. I think it's easy. It's Fitzpatrick is starting.
This is
Um,
going to be a low scoring game. I'll say that much.
I don't know. I'm just
Um,
low score.
so Cam
Cam
Newton
Newton's.
comes
I think
in.
Cam Newton's gonna be good though.
Well, here's the issue. They don't have a lot of weapons.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
Julian Edelman, I still
Sony
think is.
Michel's been meh. Yeah, but I said a lot of
Mhm,
weapons. Yeah, sure, he has Edelman, Nikhil Harry. If he sprouts up to all they thought he would be, big receiver,
mhm.
making plays and stuff. Yeah, that could be big. Sony
Marquise Lee
Michel has
opted
got to
out.
like
Marquise Lee did
play.
opt out.
Okay, I wasn't too worried about that
Yeah.
making a
I know
super big difference, but
he was doing pretty fine the last few years. He even though he was
yeah,
drafted
but
like
nothing
really bad,
crazy.
yeah, no, he was actually doing pretty good. He was the number one receiver for Jacksonville. He was doing pretty well.
Yeah, but he's in Jacksonville.
Mm.
So running back, they're still not great. And that defense lost a lot of pieces.
Yeah, but
And
I
that they
mean
added some good pieces, but
they still have a killer D back core. Like it's still the one of the best D back cores there is. The McCourties aren't slowing down. Stephon Gilmore is insane. Like
yeah, yeah,
I
but they
still
lost
think
a lot up front
it's
and
still
in
but it's Bill
linebacking core.
Belichick, dude. Bill Belichick knows how
No,
to turn.
hey, I'm not saying that they're gonna be garbage, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying the Dolphins are gonna come in and beat the brakes off of them
Hmm.
because I think the Pats are gonna win.
Yeah.
That's but I'm just saying I think it's closer. And the reason why I say that is Miami has a very good secondary. They have
Hmm.
Xavier Howard and they signed Byron Jones.
Hmm.
They added some key players in the offseason to that front seven. Um, that's a big plus. Now, some of them are Pats players, and there's always a thing whenever coaches and players leave New England, oftentimes you see them decline.
Yep.
And I think you'll see that. But that defense, I think, is better than people are going to give them credit for starting off. Now, the offense is, oh, where,
I
where do we
mean,
even,
I think Fitz will have like his average year. Fitz will be like he'll definitely not start to finish the year starting. It's gonna be Tua.
no,
Tua's gonna start at
no.
least by like week 6. But Fitz is still like will be good. It's just like he doesn't really have much. It's him, Devontae Parker, and right, yeah, Devontae
Who
Parker.
I think opted out.
Did he opt out?
I
No way. I don't think he. If he opted out, Devontae Parker. Let's see. No, no, no. He's back in practice and everything.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's playing. But I mean, that's really it.
No, he opted out.
No way. It says right here, Dolphins receiver Devontae Parker returns to practice before season opener. Yeah. He was just out for undisclosed
Huh.
reasons. Yeah.
So he changed because on the fourth he said he was opting out.
No, yeah, right here. Sun Sentinel. Confirm.
Oh,
He's
I'm sorry, Alan Hearns. Alan Hearns was the one
Alan.
that opted
Yeah,
out.
that's it. Alan Hearns
My
opted out.
apologies.
Yep.
My apologies. They added who was it? Jordan Howard. Miami did,
Mm, not a fan.
and they added another
Third down
running back.
back. Like
Um,
this is why
yeah, no, I
Dolphins
know, but they still got the Matt Breida.
Matt
He had a good
Breida is
year.
I'm not a
He
fan
had a
of him.
good year. The Niners. Again, I'm not saying these are the cream of the crop guys,
Yeah.
but it makes them a smidge better. I guess the offensive line, a slight uptick.
Mhm.
Um,
They're also
Austin
gonna have
Jackson, first
a
round.
positive in playing in an empty stadium because 'cause they're used to that, so that's why I said earlier.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's, one, there's it's always home field advantage for them.
Actually, they're not even among the bottom 5 in
Are they
attendance, are
not?
they?
Are they not?
I don't think so.
Uh, they don't have good fans. That stadium is nice, though. That stadium's nice.
Yeah,
Alright, let's just move
yeah.
on, next game.
So yeah, Pats. All right,
Uh,
cool. Next game.
Packers Vikings. This is our first one where we disagree on the outcome.
Okay.
So this one can make or break. I went with the Vikings. You went with the Packers. Now I want to say
Yep.
real quick. Yes, he's lost Stephon Diggs, but Justin Jefferson I think is really good. And
Yeah,
still,
no doubt.
Adam Thielen is amazing. Adam Thielen
Hmm.
is now going to get more targets, and he's going to be even better. I honestly thought Adam Thielen was the better of the two, but yeah, Stephon Diggs can also be argued as the better of the two. Their defense still looks pretty solid with Harrison Smith, Anthony Barr, of course. Yes, they also got Yannick Ngakoue.
Yeah,
So
but they now these guys aren't necessarily game changers, but they lost a lot of guys on defense. A lot of guys that were like integral to the defense throughout the years. Your Mackenzie Alexander, your Xavier Rhodes, Trey Waynes, your Andrew Sendejo, and then Everson Griffin. Um, those are guys that were like very important to these Vikings defense for the past 4 or 5 years, something like that. So it's gonna be like a weird locker room at first, starting to get this chemistry going. Um,
yeah,
and the offense took a step back. Now, where Minnesota, I think, where they have their best shot is give the ball to Delvin and get out of the way because that Green Bay defense is not good,
it
especially against
really
the
isn't.
run. So he's gonna have a field day, and I think Aaron Jones is gonna have a field day. This is one where you're gonna see both backs run for 100 plus yards. This is not
Yeah,
going to be neither quarterback's going to go above 250. I don't think.
I know.
I think
I
it's
think they will be more passing. Like I mean, I think since they have Justin Jefferson there and Thielen, I think they do trust more. I think they will be more passing for the Vikings. I don't agree with that fully. That one both quarterbacks won't have over 250. I think they will. Maybe if a
I don't
quarterback
think they're
that's
gonna have
more
a lot of
likely
attempts.
to go over 250 is Kirk because the Packers D backs aren't that great, and
Well,
it's
yeah,
the
neither are the
Packers.
Vikings though.
Harrison Smith at safety can help a lot, but like yeah, probably
Who are their corners though?
nobody's.
And who's got the better receiver? Green Bay. Devontae Adams is gonna have
You
a
mean you
field
mean
day.
you mean Devontae? Oh yeah, no, Devontae Adams. I'm thinking Devontae Parker. Too many Devontaes. Similar sounding. But I mean,
Um, the D line got worse. They lost
yeah,
Bulaga,
yeah, I
and they
know.
didn't
You mean
really
O
fill
line?
that.
You mean O line?
Yeah, O line. Sorry. They did
About the
add
t-
Devin Funchess. I think that's an okay addition on the offense there.
hmm
Slightly
overtime.
better there
Yeah,
for Aaron Rodgers.
Dozier's not a bad guard. That's more guards more for running, honestly. But I don't know. I still am favorites for the Vikings because I think the Packers are a
I, I
falling
I think.
organization.
Oh, for sure, they're
Yeah.
preparing to reload and rebuild. They're
Yep.
gonna eventually trade. If they were smart and they don't plan to win
hmm
anytime soon, get rid of Aaron
Do
Rodgers while you still can
yeah,
get a
yeah.
lot. And starting next year and let this be Jordan Love's team. I still think the Packers slightly. It's going to be like a 20-17 game if it gets that high, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I can agree to that. I can agree. I
But yeah, I think Packers.
I think we didn't mention this before. What was I gonna say? What week do you think is possible that we see Jordan Love start for the Packers? What week? If it is to happen.
2020, 2021.
You're not saying it's gonna happen this year. You're saying it there's
No,
no
God, no. They're still going to see what they have in Aaron. The only way Jordan Love starts is if they have a Week 17 cupcake game that doesn't change their standings, whatever. They want to see what they have, keep Aaron Rodgers healthy, or if Aaron Rodgers gets injured. This is still Aaron Rodgers' team, and you will have a lot of problems in that locker room if you go ahead and start, playing Jordan Love when Aaron Rodgers is still there.
All right. All right. Next game. Are we gonna move on?
Yep,
All right. Next game. Colts Jaguars. Now this one's now an easy decision after the Yannick Ngakoue trade, in my opinion. I
it
think we
was
both were the
easy before
same.
that.
I thought honestly, I said this in the season this our season
Do not tell
over.
me that you think
Was
that the Jags were
because their
even
offense
remotely good
because they
enough to
still because
compete.
when we were doing that video, they still had Leonard Fournette and they still had Yannick Ngakoue.
Leonard Fournette is not very good.
He's not that bad,
And
but
what
and it helps. But
yeah,
it's now
but the
super easy for
Colts
me to call. It's now super easy to say Colts because Colts are now literally a more complete team. Jags now, I want to say in my season preview, Jags will be dead last in the AFC South. Like I can't.
oh yeah, yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. Um the Jags are the other team that has fans. They get 25% of their stadium.
Hmm.
Um
Oh
Nobody
wait,
still
they're gonna have okay, they're gonna have fans. I mean, Jags
like
actually.
25%.
What what
Not that it matters.
what
It
is
doesn't matter.
what is their attendance numbers? NFL attendance numbers. I'm just
As I said in our
wondering.
last video, NFL doesn't really matter too much because most teams are 80% or above.
Yeah.
And the bottom three are like in the 80%. Everyone else is like 95% filled or above. So it
The
doesn't make too
bottom
much of a difference
the bottom is the Chargers and they have 117% because they always like sell. I don't know
because you're
how.
looking at total numbers. You're not looking at percentage.
I am looking at
You got to
percentage.
take both into. No, they're the highest percentage. The Chargers are.
Yeah.
They fill 100.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
You said bottom.
I used to see what you mean. I'm
Um.
at bottom in like total attendance
So
numbers. Cincinnati was bottom with
yeah,
72%.
yeah.
Jags are at 25, but that's still 93%. So, not really. You could say really much about fans who will go to their
Yeah,
games.
yeah. Fans, because it, players are used to playing against fans. I don't think it will change too
Yeah,
much. Um, but the Colts got better this year.
yeah, they
They
did.
did. And I know you're not keen on Philip Rivers,
Mm-mm.
and he's not the quarterback he used to be. He's not even a top 10 guy anymore.
Yep.
But he is a big upgrade from Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, I
And you're
know.
going to see that this year in the offense. They got Pittman to go with
Yep.
him.
I was gonna say
The wide
Pittman.
receiving core is
If
still
T.Y.
not
Hilton can
good.
stay, if T.Y. Hilton can stay healthy, this is a playoff
That's a
team.
big if. That's a
It's
big
a
if.
big
This is
if
a
though. It's a big because
yeah,
I like
and they
him. I
need
think he's
Paris
good,
Campbell to
but
take a step forward.
if he's good, but he has to be healthy to be good, and we don't
And
see
he's
that.
he's what 32 now, and he's a speed guy, so he's going to lose a step most likely.
Yep.
They need Paris
He's
Campbell
30.
to
He
step
is
in.
30. 30.
30?
Yep.
Okay, regardless, that's like 32 for any other position.
Yep.
Um, Paris Campbell's got to take that step forward though in that receiving core. They've got an absolutely lethal background with Naheem
Hmm.
Hines, Marlon Mack, and now the addition of Jonathan Taylor.
Hmm.
That's going to be fun. Um,
Uh,
so
we good there? Because I want to move on to one I'm eagerly want to talk about. Your
I
favorite?
do want to talk about one more thing with
Yeah. Yeah.
this: the
Yep.
Colts adding Buckner
Yeah. That was
addressed a
a
huge
that
need they
adds
need
there.
for pass rush,
Yep.
and that defense is now a lot better.
The defense is a lot better, but I still think there's holes
Yeah, that
with the back
secondary isn't the
with the
greatest.
D
That
backs. Yeah.
secondary isn't the greatest,
Yeah. It's not the best, but still, I mean,
but it's better than last year.
yeah, it's better than last year. All right, this game
All right, next one.
it's Lions Bears. We both took the Lions, but Josh, I'm gonna give you a scenario, okay?
Okay.
If you had to pick a guy to start on bench, would you pay him 20 million or 1 million? Because that's what the Bears did basically.
Okay. It's not that black and white
I know, but
because
they had the option to get Cam Newton for literally 1 million because he signed or like whatever he signed a like 1 year deal worth whatever, and then they take Nick Foles and he's worth how many how much 20 mil?
well, they
Eh,
took Nick Foles before the Pats signed, and they were legitimately
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
well. They wanted a guy that could be a backup,
No, they
but
wanted,
also if they needed to call him, he can still come in and win.
but they're
Cam Newton's
spending.
not going to go somewhere and be a backup. You know that.
I know that, but like if they're also still having doubts about Mitchell Trubisky, why not also look at Cam Newton? if you're having doubts about your young quarterback, who I still think can be good, because his first year he was pretty good. He just had a one bad year because that offense isn't that great. He doesn't have that great of weapons. It's why are you giving up on him?
This
If you're
this was
thinking about giving up on him, why are you bringing a guy that's going to cost you a lot of money? Then instead you
they
bench
shouldn't
him.
have given him that much money.
Yeah.
No,
Well, no, he was. It's
the,
just his regular contract. It was just a regular contract to be paid out. I thought they traded for him or something. No, no, no. Wait,
I
I'm
thought
I'm
no, this
forgetting
is
things.
signed.
Yeah, they signed him. Nick Foles.
Here's oh wait no from the Bears or
Yeah,
from the Jags.
yeah, they got him from the Jags. Why?
So
Why?
here I'll tell you why. When you have a young quarterback like that is coming off of a bad year, he's still their guy. They still want to see what they have left in him. You can't go disrupting it by automatically bringing in the guy that's substantially better and is going to take the job from day one.
Mhm.
That completely will destroy him and they lose him.
They
Like I said, they need a guy that's serviceable. You're Ryan Fitzpatrick, if you will. A guy who can come in. If you need him to play, he'll play. He'll, score you some touchdowns, get some good yardage. You need him to be on the bench. He's gonna be a good mentor. Nick Foles has shown to be that guy. He's
they're
a savvy
paying
vet now.
21
He's
mil.
been in a lot of quarterback rooms. He knows what he's doing there.
The Bears gave up
Now,
so much for him though. Like it's so they restructured his contract for 21 mil. This from Adam Schefter. Nick Foles already has restructured his contract with the Bears per source. He still has 3 years left. Still has 21 million guaranteed. But Foles now has the ability to void the deal after either of the first 2 years, depending on his performance. Deal includes upside, and also they traded a fourth round pick, so they lost a pick and they're losing 20 mil. Jags do
first
take
round
on
pick.
18 mil in dead cap for 2020, but I believe that's it. But they get
Well,
the other
here's the thing.
other
Here's
pick.
what they
They get the
do.
draft pick.
Here's what they do. Mitch Trubisky takes strides. He's good. Boom, they cut Foles. Mitch Trubisky's bad. They keep Foles. They get rid of Trubisky. It's sort of a win-win for a
But
somewhat
they're
rebuilding
gonna lose. They're
offense.
gonna lose 21 mil guaranteed, no matter what. They lose 21 mil.
Oh
That's
well. They're not going to compete this year. They're not going to compete next year.
yeah, no,
Not a
it's
big deal. Whatever.
not a point. Next game. What is next game? It's
Wait,
Ray.
we didn't even talk about this game.
What? Okay, I mean, Lions are gonna win. Okay, talk about your
Okay,
Lions.
yeah. Well, all right.
Talk about no.
So
Talk about your Lions.
Stafford's back. Stafford's back.
Yep.
He was playing in the MVP pace last year.
Hmm.
So it'd be good to have him healthy. The O line did get worse. They lost a couple big guys, Graham Glasgow and Ricky Wagner. I'm happy to see AP in Detroit.
Hmm.
Um,
But he's not gonna be your starter. It's
not,
gonna
not
be.
no, no, no,
It's a
not that
good.
he's gonna
It's a
be
good mentor
anything
for carry
crazy.
on. It's a really good
Yep,
mentor for carry on and for
and Swift,
Swift.
DeAndre Swift.
Then you got
Detroit's
Okuda.
defense. They have a lot of like young guys
Hmm. They lost Slay.
that need to take a step forward. Yes, but they got Trufant, which
Yeah,
is a decent second corner, and we'll see what they have in
they're the
Jeff
better team
Okuda.
right now compared to the Bears, in my opinion, just because of Stafford alone. The
They
Bears
didn't
do have a good.
address
The Bears do have a good defense, but I feel like no offense
yeah,
is gonna hurt them so hard.
their second. The Bears' secondary is not good though either.
Nah, yeah, it's not. I think Khalil Mack though is still a great captain, great leader on that defense, and he's gonna carry them a lot. Khalil
Yeah,
Mack is
no
a
doubt.
beast.
And with Roquan Smith and
Yeah,
who's the other edge rusher they added?
no idea. I hate the Bears.
Drawing a blank.
I hate the Bears.
Drawing a blank. Give me one sec.
Bears.
Robert Quinn.
There we go. And yeah, he's average. He's
I,
so average.
one more thing I want to add about the Lions. I wasn't super crazy about their draft, especially in the second round. I wanted them to grab an edge rusher,
And he took.
but
Didn't they take
I'm
DeAndre
very
second pick?
happy. They took
Yeah.
Swift in the second round. I'm very happy in the third round they took Julian Okora, Okora, brother of Romeo, who's on the Lions. I thought that was a big steal, very big talent, high motor guy. I think that's big, but they still didn't address that pass rush.
All right, so
Anyways,
we both
Lions
got
win.
Lions in this. So we both got Lions
Yep,
in this. All right. Most of our picks are kind of the same, and if we have a bad record, we're just bad at this. We're just really bad.
yep, yep.
Next game, I think it's an odd one. I don't know why it's a week one game. Panthers against Oakland in Carolina, and we both took the Raiders. And
Hmm.
I want to say, like, I think just the Raiders had a year to work on things. with used to John Gruden, and they didn't do that bad. They really didn't. Their rookies look
Not really
fantastic.
terrible.
Their rookies look fantastic. Clelin Ferrell was amazing. Josh Jacobs really good. Clelin Ferrell when he played, because I think he got hurt for a minute, but Josh Jacobs looked good. Derek Carr, I said this in the NFL season preview. Derek Carr is one of the most accurate quarterbacks out there. So if he just gets his receivers to catch, he'll be fine. And I think that's
He's
what
a
they're.
better receiver now.
Yep, exactly. It's just I think it's their game to lose in my opinion because Matt Rule is his first year. I'm not sure how he will adjust well to his first game. Henry Ruggs is a great receiver. I think he'll be a good
Hmm.
guy, speedy guy. I even called the pick. They're gonna pick Henry Ruggs, fast guy, because that's literally how the Raiders always pick. Teddy
Hmm.
Bridgewater's good, but go first year starting quarterback in forever because he wasn't like first year starting the season as a starting quarterback in forever. First year coach, it doesn't have that great of a story to start with. It sounds like it's gonna be a rough beginnings for them, and I'm just thinking Raiders are the big favorites here, even though they're
Defense,
gonna be
they lost a lot of defense too,
the
with
Panthers.
Luke Kuechly being gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Luke
Panthers.
Kuechly retirement and stuff. Max Crosby is
Um,
really good for the Raiders.
they added a few more guys in the linebacking core as well. Um,
1 second, I'm
they
pulling up the
lost they
depth
lost
chart
to
right
hear
now.
Whitehead.
Yeah,
To hear Whitehead was kind of a big loss. They
they did
added
gain. They did
Damon
gain.
Arnett in the draft.
Yeah,
They added
Yetur
Corey
Gross-Matos.
Littleton.
We gotta see how he
Who?
does. Gross-Matos from Minnesota. No, from Penn State.
Yes, yes. That was no, he did not go to Las Vegas.
No, I'm talking about Panthers. I'm talking about Panthers.
Oh, Panthers. Yes,
Yeah,
that's a big ad for them.
Quan Short
Um,
as well. Quan Short they got. I thought you were talking
yes.
about Panthers.
No, no, no. No, the Raiders
Yeah,
added a lot in the linebacking core. They
yeah,
added Littleton,
yeah,
Kwiatkowski. I'm not sure how to say that
yeah.
that
I mean,
name. It's very tough.
Max Crosby can also pull back, go play outside linebacker as well. Even though he's a defensive end, they've seen him go back a bit, drop back when he
Yeah.
could. Colin Farrell,
Um,
they were just great that last year.
we know you love Farrell because he's a Clemson guy.
Yeah, but
Uh,
he was still good. Oh my god, my mic
I,
just
I
went
want
out.
to talk about this. I thought this is hilarious. Their third round pick,
Hmm.
Lynn Bowden Jr.
Yep.
They already traded him.
Yeah, I know.
And what did they trade him for? A fourth round pick next year.
It must have been like he wasn't working out or
What?
something. He must have not been like working out or something. If he starts out, if he becomes a legend, if he becomes a legend in the game, then yes, that could be the worst trade ever. But I mean,
That's just I don't understand. Like you would think, hey, at least maybe give this guy a year.
mm,
That's just basically like wasting a pick. Like shit, why didn't you do that? In the draft, could have traded the third round for a fourth and a fifth or something like that.
just to
That's
back up,
I just think that's hilarious.
yeah.
You don't see that very often that someone trades like a top 3 round pick
Mhm.
before the season even starts.
Colin Farrell, I do want to say had 4.5 sacks last year, so not bad his first year playing D end. 38 tackles. I mean, not bad. He definitely has room to
Um,
improve, but like he did pretty in my for his rookie year playing with the Raiders on that team, pretty good. Then Max
I
Crosby was a huge star. Max Crosby was a huge star for them. 10
I
sacks.
think Derek Carr gets better
Yeah.
because I think he's going to thrive off of that competition
Hmm.
of having Marcus Mariota behind him. I think that's
Uh,
going to make him step up his game a little bit.
hmm Marcus Mariota
So
is on the IR. I'm pretty sure, actually.
still having him is he
Yep,
having him in the
IR with
quarterback room is still
IR
big.
yesterday, undisclosed injury. So he's out.
Okay,
He's out for a few weeks then. So Derek Carr is not gonna
okay.
have any. Nathan Peterman's the backup, so I wouldn't be scared.
Regardless, he still has him behind him. I still think it's going to make him a better quarterback.
They also added Nelson Aguilar. I mean, that's not really any help.
Hmm.
Tyrell Williams is on the IR as well. They got Jason Witten, Darren Waller, who's not bad at Darren Waller was a pretty good tight end last year for them as well. Showed really good improvement,
Yep.
really good ability to improve. O line isn't that bad. I mean, Richie Incognito, Colton Miller, Rodney Hudson's a good center. Trent Brown at the right tackle, not bad. I'm still, yeah, Raiders all the way in this. I don't like a first year coach in this situation.
All right, moving on.
Moving on, yep. Here's our second one Jets Bills, and I'm bringing in my
Wait,
bias here. It's just Bills.
second Second disagreement, you're saying?
second disagreement. I'm just picking the Jets because I just don't want to see the Jets lose. They'll probably lose, but I gotta stick by them. I have to. I can't.
You can stick by a team while still
No,
realizing.
listen. It's just gonna. It's just I need to. I need to make this pick. And so then, like our defense still isn't bad. We have Avery Williamson. Avery Williamson is back. We lose C.J. Mosley for the opt out, but still our defense isn't bad. Bradley McDougal, whoever his name is that we just traded for. I already forgot his name. I keep forgetting his name.
That's right.
Jamal
I
Adams
think
trade
that's
because
right.
have you seen his stats? He's not bad. Yeah, Bradley
Okay,
McDougal.
yeah, sure, he could have good stats, but I'm
He
gonna
he
tell
was
you
like
something
the
right now. He's not
third
Jamal
ranked
Adams.
he was like the third ranked best strong safety in the league last year.
He's
And
not Jamal Adams.
I know, but like Marcus Mays looked really well last year. Our team's improved. Our team has really improved a lot, and I mean the defense looked really improved. Offense got Mims, but I'm still not a fan of Brashard Perryman and Jameson Crowder as our top two receivers basically, and having Mims be like an outlier. Le'Veon Bell, they got to use more. If they use Le'Veon Bell correctly, then this offense will be good. Sam
Yeah.
Darnold, I think could still be a good quarterback, definitely. But we just gotta keep him healthy. Gase is still a terrible coach. Gase is gonna be
Yep.
the reason this team sucks. But I
That whole
still
coaching
am
staff is
hoping for
terrible.
them. No, because the
Mm,
defense with Greg Williams is still insane. They'll still be a top run defense because that's what Greg Williams is known for is run defense. And they were number 2 or number 3 last year in run defense.
yeah, but
Uh,
that doesn't matter. This is a pass
yeah, I know
league.
it's a pass happy league. So once he gets passing down, which is what we got help with this year, because Lamar
Mm,
Jackson. I gotta see if Lamar Jackson made the final roster. Real quick, because Lamar Jackson was looking good apparently. Lamar Jackson Jets. Did he make the final roster? News. Nope, never mind. They released him. Okay, that's sad. He was looking good, but never mind. They released him. But still, we have Blessing Austin was when we signed Blessing Austin in like week 10 last year. He came on, and that's when you noticed the Jets were getting better because the Jets ended 6-2. When Blessing Austin came on for those final few games, the pass defense got so much better. Bless Austin was on fire, and it was good. Harrison sucks, so they cut him. But I mean, the whole team improved on defense. I think they could still. I think there's a chance they can win this. They can win this.
no, no. The Bills are one of the best teams. They got better
Mm,
actually.
yeah, I know, but
The
like,
addition
I
of
still
Diggs
don't
is
like. I still
big.
don't like Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I still don't like.
Yeah,
Same
but
thing with
he's
Darnold. They
still.
this year, this is the proving year for Darnold, Mayfield for that draft class. Darnold, Mayfield, Allen, and Lamar. Lamar can also still be, even though he won MVP already. He has to do what he did. Like he has to be similar. I think we said in the previous show. He has to be similar to what even if like 30 passing touchdowns is what he needs to get to show he's not
So
declining.
here's the thing. These are different quarterbacks.
Hmm.
These quarterbacks are not expected to be pocket quarterbacks.
Hmm.
Josh Allen does what Josh Allen does. He is a complete athlete. He makes plays. That's what he does. While being somewhat inefficient, he still makes plays. He's still going to make a meal of this
They're
Jets
not gonna beat the
defense. I'm
They're
sorry.
not going to beat the
Yes, they
Patriots.
will.
They're not going to. He barely made. He only won against the Jets defense last year because of C.J. Mosley getting hurt, and we had to resort to Blake Cashman Cashman as our main middle linebacker, and then Avery
Hey,
Williamson
guess
also
what?
towards his ACL, and they barely
I'm
beat us that game.
I'm gonna
Like
refer to this every week. No Jamal Adams.
I know, but then we have Avery Williamson back, who's still one of the best
I
linebackers
don't.
in the league. 'Cause he was really good. He just missed last year because of an ACL injury, which also is the dumbest reason he shouldn't have gotten it because Adam Gase kept him in a preseason game for an extra quarter and he tore his ACL. I called it, and he tore his ACL. But
Hey,
now
guess what?
he's back.
There's
He's
no
healthy.
guarantee that he comes back as good as he is.
I know, but I'm just
Like,
hoping. Let me have hope,
yeah,
please.
you can have hope, but I'm the voice of reason here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Bills,
Okay.
and it's not even close.
We'll agree this is my stupid pick, but this is your stupid pick. I don't know why you went with this.
Yeah,
Next game is Ravens Browns, and you went with the Browns. Why? Why is that coming up like that? 1 second.
you know, I think an upset factor here. I think this offense comes in, new coach, in Stefanski,
Hmm.
um, fucking see if Freddie Kitchens.
Yep.
Um,
Giant staff now.
so this offense is going to, even though well, they're a better offense with the addition of Conklin up front.
Yeah.
And they drafted Jedrick Wills.
Yep.
Um, this offense is a lot better now because they have a more offensive minded coach. Um, this team's going to put up points, and the defense wasn't bad last year.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't.
Um, and so this is going to be like a shootout
Hmm.
game. Both teams are scoring 30 plus, despite having good
I'm
defenses.
gonna, I'm gonna hold you to that. By
Um,
the way, I'm gonna hold you to that.
all right. Um, so I think um this is gonna be a good game. And the Browns beat them once last year.
Yep.
Um,
Still
I
don't know
think they're
how.
gonna be hungry. This is their prove it year. I think Baker's got to come out and prove. And I don't
Yeah.
know that OBJ is gonna like the shit that's being thrown at him.
I
Um,
mean, I mean, I think we figured out what I think we figured out why OBJ likes playing for shit teams. To be honest, like, it's all just a mess.
it's not. I don't
I
even
can't
think
see
that's
I can't
true.
see
But you,
I can't see the Ravens losing opening day with Lamar in it. I just can't see them losing this game. That's the only thing.
they
It's
that that Baltimore
they didn't lose much.
defense.
They didn't lose much on defense. They got Calais
No, they
Campbell.
got
They got Calais Campbell.
yes, and Derek Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. They only lose Patrick Owanusar to the Jets. But still, then that's not a big factor. They still have a great defense, and I'm still taking the Ravens.
They did lose someone else, but they essentially reloaded,
Yeah.
and they had the draft pick of Patrick Queen,
Oh
who's
yeah, that
very
too.
good.
Who takes over
Who's
Owonisar's place?
very good.
Yep.
Yeah. Um.
I think that's all we have for
They.
that one. Honestly.
Yeah. Let's see. They did lose Marshall Yanda up front
Yeah, I don't
earlier.
think I don't think it'll matter as much, to be honest.
What?
I
What?
listen,
That's a
Harbaugh. That
top
offense is
offensive
still
lineman
that that
in
offense
the
is
league.
still that I know, but still that
It
offense will
still
still
makes a
be good.
difference.
That offense will still be good. That
Oh,
offense will,
oh, no doubt about
yeah,
that. Yeah, no doubt about that.
you'll have some effect, but
Hayden,
I still think they'll still not they'll have some issues, not as much as you think they're gonna have.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
Yeah,
it does take a slight step back.
yeah, sure, yeah,
But the draft of J.K. Dobbins will be interested with
yeah.
he and Ingram, the running backs. So yeah, I have Browns in that one.
All right, I have
I think it'll be a
Ravens.
close one. That's a fun game.
All right,
I guess that's my stupid pick.
yep. Our next, the last 1 o'clock game on Sunday, Seahawks, Falcons, and we both took Seahawks here. I mean, there's really, I just think the Falcons are always a overhyped team every year, except for the year they actually made the Super Bowl. Ever since then, they've been garbage. Julio doesn't score touchdowns because he's only gets into the end, gets towards the red zone, and they hand it off, and they fail to hand it off. They have a new backfield now because they lost Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman. They have Todd Gurley. Wait, yeah, they have Todd Gurley, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Todd
Todd
Gurley.
Gurley, who is just gonna get hurt again, even though he used to be good.
Let's see if he can stay
If
healthy.
he's healthy, he'll be good. But I still
Yeah.
just don't see a change.
Still, this is that Falcons team is still very good offensively. Matt Ryan is still
Defensively
arguably
though,
a
no.
top 10 quarterback.
Defensively,
Now,
no.
defense. Yeah, no, defense, that Falcons defense got uh
Just worse in my
they
opinion.
lost a lot of guys, they added some guys similar, but the defense wasn't good last year. I don't think it'll be very good
Mhm.
this year. The Seahawks
They
defense
added
got
Jamal.
worse.
They no, it got better. They added Jamal Adams.
No, they lost Clowney and
That's true.
who's the
They
other
they
edge?
still
Cliff Averill?
they still have one of the best defenses in the league by a mile.
Oh, but they still got worse. That defensive line got worse.
I don't know. I can't agree. I mean,
Sorry, and Ezekiel Ansah, two of the
yeah, that
Lions
was it.
edge rushers
Yeah,
going to
their D line
Seattle.
isn't great, but they still have KJ Wright, Bobby Wagner, Bruce Irvin, Shaquille Griffin, the other Griffin brother, the one with a hand, Jamal
The
Adams.
one that didn't get cut
Yeah, yeah.
and or on the team.
Trey
Oh
Flowers,
God,
Quentin Dunbar got cleared.
Trey Flowers. Oh, the
Yeah,
other Flowers.
yeah, the other Trey Flowers. There's two Trey Flowers.
Yeah,
It's
but
still a
Dunbar
great
doesn't make
defense.
too much of a. No,
Dunbar's good
I'm
and
not
young.
saying that. I'm not saying that. And
AJ
even the
LJ Collier
addition,
is good at left defensive end, but sorry, keep going.
even their secondary still isn't great, and Adams helps big time.
Yeah,
But one of the reasons why their defense didn't get exposed as much is because they had a really good defensive line.
yeah.
Um, and so I think losing some of that is very tough on them.
Hmm.
Um, so I think they'll take a slight step back.
Uh-huh.
The offense is virtually unchanged,
Yeah.
in my opinion. They've got some depth guys
They
on the
added
line.
oh, they just added someone. I'm being stupid. They added well, I mean, they have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They cut Paul Richardson, so you'll see DK Metcalf get more targets. They have Carlos Hyde as a second running back. Their O
Second or
line,
third.
they added Brandon Shell, former Jet. They have Philip Dorsett as well as like a third string slot guy. So I mean, they added
Like
some
I
weapons,
said,
some
some
help.
depth guys, some
Yep,
depth
some depth
guys.
guys and stuff like
Nothing
that.
too crazy up
Oh,
top.
Josh Gordon, that was it. Josh Gordon, they have.
Yep.
Yep. So they
Well, he still has to get reinstated though.
I thought he did get reinstated.
Oh, did he? Oh, I'd be so happy. That's
He's
one of the guys
suspended.
I'd
He
be
is suspended. He is suspended. I don't believe he's reinstated, but suspended. Re-signed suspended wide receiver. Applied for reinstatement mid-June after he was suspended indefinitely for in December. Maybe he is still suspended indefinitely. So they're
because he just signed a year.
his reinstatement process is going well. That's all I can read from this right now.
Yep. Yep. So it's they still have to. That's one guy that I really root for
Yeah,
because he's uber talented.
yeah,
And the one thing I know he has the issue with the weed, which to be honest, I don't think should be outlawed in the NFL because
yeah.
it's much better for them than being hopped up on painkillers week in and week out.
Hmm.
Better for them mentally and physically, especially in the long run. So I think this will help him. I think this will help like clear his head. He won't feel guilty all the time. Whatever, worrying about breaking protocol. I think this will be good for him, and I think you'll see big jump for him. I really want him to succeed. I really do,
Hmm.
and I hope he can.
I think he would if he gets reinstated, and everything. But let's move on. Next week we got another disagreement. Our third one so far. Um, Chargers Bengals. Now I know why we could both disagree on this. It's because it's just too hard to tell, in my opinion. I just feel like the Chargers. I picked the Chargers because I think they have a better defense, and that's what will win the game. They also have a
Mm-hmm.
proven starter in Tyrod Taylor right now, who can win games when needed. And also Keenan Allen, I believe, is a better receiver out of him and AJ Green, and maybe Tyler Boyd if you go into that conversation. I just think overall they have a more sound, solid team. The Bengals have a new coach, Burrow at quarterback. I mean, Mixon's a good running back, but their defense isn't really that great. That's really
Defense
all I can.
got better.
It got better,
They got
yeah,
better. They
but
added some
still,
pieces. Here's the
Derwin
thing
James,
though.
Bosa, like I mean, I
Derwin James is out.
oh, you're right, he is out. Yep, nope, you're right.
Um, here's the thing. They've got AJ back. They've got Tyler Boyd.
I'm
They
still.
got Joe Mixon. Joe Burrow's going to come in and light a new fire under this offense. They got Jonah Williams on the offensive
Mhm.
line. Upgrade there. They added a few outcasts from Minnesota on the defense. This team's going to be better than people
Mhm.
expect. This is a 6-win team potentially.
Yeah,
Um, and my one issue, like Tyrod Taylor, thinks he's a good quarterback. He's a game manager for the most part. I think this offense is going to surprise us, and this Cincinnati team is going to put up 3-4 touchdowns. I
I
don't know with Tyrod Taylor at the helm if they're going to be able to keep pace.
even without Derwin James, this defense still looks good. Joey Bosa, Linval Joseph, Melvin Ingram, Denzel
No,
Perryman,
yeah, they're
Kenneth
going to be
Murray.
good.
Yeah,
They're
Drew
going to be
Tranquil
good,
can
no
back is
doubt
a good
about that.
backup. Casey Hayward, Chris Harris Jr. I think that's what's gonna win the game though. If it's gonna be a low scoring game, and it's gonna be the Chargers defense getting a stop to win it. Now, as I say this, they're gonna lose because the Chargers defense can allow a last minute fourth quarter run. That's what's gonna happen now because I always jinx teams. But that's
Bengals, I think Bengals have a more potent offense than people give them credit for, and I
mm,
think they're going to put
I,
up
Mike.
somewhere between 20 to 30 points.
Mike Williams is really good. Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry with Virgil Green in the backup as well. Austin Eckler. I'm actually not a fan of Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson, but still, it's their O line is better. They have Bulaga, they have Trey Turner, they have Mike Pouncey, Dan Feeney, Semtevi's decent, but their offense isn't talked about much. I think it's just the only reason their offense isn't talked about much is because of Tyrod Taylor's the quarterback, not Herbert, to start this
Well,
week.
two weeks ago, you said their offense was very meh.
I know it's
I,
I'm
I
saying I say
but you
Mac.
said, but now you say it's not talked about enough.
It's not talked
Good,
about
it's a
enough,
good
but it's still
offense.
meh.
But Ty, Why
because
would you
they're
talk about an
because
offense if it's meh?
because I think
It's either not talked about enough because it's good, or it's meh, so it's not
it
talked
doesn't have
about
much
because it's
depth. It
meh.
doesn't have much depth. That's why it's not talking about much. Even though if it was just like starting team isn't talked about much, but the reason why it's still meh is because it doesn't have enough depth. They only really have 5 receivers on that team, and it's really just Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. The next thing you have Jalen Gutton, Joe Reed, Jason Moore, KJ Hill, like no names. So there's no depth to
KJ
that team.
Hill, KJ Hill was very explosive at Ohio State, so he could be
Maybe,
a
but
surprise.
it's not depthful on the offensive side. All and Austin Eckler, I'm still not a fan. I'm still not a fan of Austin Eckler. I don't know why people still still like him and whatever. I want to see.
He's a fantasy
Yeah.
machine. He gets a lot of receptions. He gets yards. He'll still rack up 15 points for you
All right.
fantasy wise. That's why. All right.
All right. 49ers Cardinals. Where as we get into these 4 o'clock games. You went Cardinals, I went 49ers. I went 49ers because the defense, even though Garoppolo's not the best quarterback, I think he'll decline this year. That defense is still crazy good.
Well, the secondary gets a tad older.
Hmm.
So can Richard Sherman keep up that same form that he had
Yeah.
last year in the regular season?
Hmm.
They lost Buckner.
Yep.
That's a big loss there
I
on the
still like
on the
Nick Bosa.
defensive line.
Hmm.
Good pick in Kinlaw to
Yep. Kinlaw's a great
replace,
pick.
replenish. Um, but that offense loses Sanders, and still not quite sure if Debo Samuel will play in week 1.
Yeah, it's still
So
the
that
Ayuk
offense
though.
takes
I
a
like
big hit,
Ayuk.
and then loss of Matt Breida.
Yeah, but I don't think it was that big of a loss. They do gain Tevin Coleman, and Jerick McKinnon as well. Um,
They had Tevin last year,
they did have
but
Tevin
yeah,
last year. Yep.
they do have Jerick McKinnon this year.
Wasn't Tevin out most of last year though? That's why he's probably back. He was out most of
What
last
was
year.
that?
Wasn't Tevin
Yeah, he
out
was
most?
injured
Yeah,
quite a
he was
bit.
injured quite a
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, so
Um,
not bad.
I think it's Arizona got good.
They got good.
They
Yes, I
had
agree. I don't like their defense
with
as
their
much.
draft, they had a good draft, and then addition of D Hop.
Yeah,
D
Diop,
Hop,
great trade.
Christian
Like great
Kirk.
trade.
Yeah,
They didn't help.
Kenyon Drake.
They helped their O line not as much as I would have liked them to see with only
Yep,
drafting what's his name. They should have done more.
yep,
I'm only taking 49ers for more experienced.
yep.
They still have a solid defense even without what's his name going to the Colts.
Buckner.
DeForest Buckner going to the Colts. And I still if Debo Samuel plays, that's gonna be killer for them. George Kittle also.
I,
George Kittle is killer.
yeah, it's gonna be a close game, no
Yep.
doubt. And this is for me, honestly. I think this is gonna be a very exciting game. I think this is one to
Yep.
key in on, because this is potential fighting for a playoff chance
Yep.
right here, and these teams need these
This could
wins.
be the
I'm excited for the
second West wild
Cards.
card. Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Cardinals. I want to see how they do with D Hop
Yep.
and Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray's one of those quarterbacks that we won't see a sophomore slump. I think he's going to get better.
I'm still iffy on him, but I can agree to that. All right, next game is possibly gonna be the most talked about game of the 4 o'clock games, and it's Buccaneers versus Saints. We
Oh, of the
both
week. This is of the week.
or of the okay, sure of the week. I was gonna say the of the week is gonna be Chiefs Texans, but I was gonna and 4 o'clock is
No.
these, but sure of the week, Texans Saints. We both pick Saints, and
Yep.
I think we both agree here. I think it's just because we look at Tom Brady, he's not that great of a downfield passer anymore. While Drew Brees is still slinging it like crazy,
Hmm.
only a year younger than Brady and was through more touchdowns than him and everything. It's just I think they're set up better. And
Well, that offense doesn't require Breeze to sling it downfield
exactly,
like
and
Tampa
still,
Bay's could.
yeah,
Now, Bruce Arians could change up this offense a little bit.
he can.
Utilize the speed.
Mhm.
Will he is the question.
Yeah, they got
And how
Leonard
is he going
Fournette,
to
which I think is
utilize
good.
Gronk?
They just got Leonard Fournette, which I think is good, which will help them in my opinion. But they have like 4 decent running backs on their team. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
get I don't get why they signed him in the first place. Like, did they just sign him to mess with the Bears?
Trade, trade.
Trade maybe? I mean, they have
This
Ronald
this
Jones,
is
Chum
this
Coin.
is
Just
exactly they're going to look at what they have,
mhm,
and come week 6 or something, they're trading for whatever they feel they need to make a playoff run.
mhm. Tristan
That's
Wirfs was a good
exactly what
yeah.
that's for.
Tristan Wirfs was a good draft pick in my opinion. They still have 3 tight
Yep,
ends. I'm surprised you didn't see him trade Cameron Brate or OJ Howard or one of the
they're
two.
going to.
They're
They're
going
going
if
to.
going to, but
Yep.
that defense is still killer. That defense is still really good. Antoine Winfield is a good pick in my opinion as
Good
well.
pick. But
They
the
moved him to
defense
strong
wasn't good last year.
they moved him to strong safety. They moved him to strong safety. Because Todd Bowles is a great defensive coach, not a great head coach, but a great defensive coach.
But
Shaquille
that
Barrett's gonna,
secondary, they don't have
they don't have
good
corners. They don't
corners.
have good corners, but I think and
And Drew Brees is gonna eat them up.
Yay will. If Drew Brees' O line can protect him, because Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, William Gholston, if they's protected, game over. Get the ball to Michael
Yeah,
Thomas,
but
game
this
over.
this is a very quick offense.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
a very quick offense,
Yeah.
and the Saints are gonna make work of that. They
Mhm.
added Emmanuel Sanders,
Yep.
upgrade from Ted Ginn.
Still fast. 30,
Um,
33 years old, I believe. Still fast.
yep. Better than Ginn. Kamara's back.
Hmm.
Um, I
No,
this is
slow
gonna
down.
be an interesting game. We know what the Saints have. We know the Saints are gonna put up damn near 40 points.
Hmm.
Now the question is, can the Bucks keep pace with it?
Yep.
That'll be the big question leading into it, and I think no.
This is our pick for fine. I can agree. This will also be our pick for game of the week.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So next game is a very toss-up game in my opinion. Rams Cowboys, and I say toss-up because Sean McVay has something to prove after last year's abysmal season. They were in the
The
Super
problem is they
Bowl.
got worse.
They did, but I feel like they have something to prove, and I don't think they'll do as bad. I think it was just a sophomore slump for that. It was a Super Bowl hangover for the losing team.
Yeah, but it's gonna decline.
I'm taking a risk with this pick. I'm just taking a risk. We need something different. I want to go different than you. Something different.
All right.
I don't know. I hate the Cowboys.
So do
They're
I,
gonna go
but
10-6, 9-7, lose first round of the playoffs. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen with them. That was what we said in the preseason one, and in the season look ahead, and that's what I think is gonna happen. And I think this is gonna be when they're early. They're gonna drop early. They're gonna look bad early, but then get into their groove of 10-6
here's
with
the thing.
McCarthy at coach.
LA lost their best running back,
Yep.
albeit he was hurt a lot.
Yep.
Still their best running back.
Hmm.
They lost their best receiver.
Yep. I mean,
They didn't upgrade.
Still
They
Cooper
they, they,
Cup.
they still have two good receivers.
Yes,
They
yes, they're
still have
still
two
good.
good, but they lost Brandon Cooks,
Yep.
probably their best. Well, we'll say playmaker.
Yep.
That defense, they lost a lot. There's a lot of turnover. They added some guys, but nothing too crazy. The defense is
Yeah.
still good.
Jalen
They still
Ramsey's still
have the
there.
best defensive player in Aaron Donald,
Yep.
obviously, but they lost their I think he was playing their Roby Coleman.
Yep.
Dante Fowler's gone.
Yep.
Littleton's gone. They didn't really add much to that. I think they added in the draft. They drafted
I just
Carol
think
Lewis or something.
the tension
It's
between
not the same defense.
Yeah, it's not. The tension between Dak and Jerry is gonna hurt Dak a lot with his contract dispute, in
You
my
know what?
opinion.
No, I don't think that.
I know
He
he wants
has
to
some
prove
problems,
something. I know he wants to prove something. Yes,
and he
and
will.
I just I don't know. I don't think he
That
can.
offense,
The offense is good, yes,
they
but
took the same offense by Randall Cobb. Hello, CD Lamb. Big upgrade right
Mhm.
now. Now you've
Yeah.
got Cooper, Elliott, CD Lamb. Who, Lord have mercy, and you got Mike McCarthy. Out of the year, I think you're going to see him rejuvenated. Big upgrade from Jason Garrett, in my opinion.
Yeah, big. I mean, I think it's gonna be a rough big game for McCaffrey, but I still think he just has to learn to help his quarterback. That's what he has to do. I find it funny.
And I think he will.
His
Well,
first
having
pick
Kellen Moore still there will help.
His first pick as the Cowboys head coach was pick a receiver. He never did that for Rodgers.
Never did that with Green
Never
Bay.
did that
That's
for Rodgers.
hilarious.
All right.
I think he's going to learn from his mistakes.
Yeah. That's it for the Monday night games. Cowboys Rams is the Sunday night game. Or that's it for the Sunday games. And the Sunday night game is the Cowboys Rams. Monday night now, Giants Steelers is the first one, and we both took Steelers in on this, and I think we
Mhm.
both know why. Giants. I mean, I still am not convinced Daniel Jones is that good. And
It's going to be
also,
interesting with Jason Garrett
yeah,
because he's
it
not
is.
necessarily a quarterback's
Yeah.
coach, if you will.
I just don't think. I mean, Joe Judge also first year. I've just Patriots coaches always decline.
Yep,
That's all I
after
got.
leaving.
That's really all I got to say. Steelers
They
still have one of the best.
didn't add much. They added Bradbury, the
Yeah.
D
Oh,
line,
they got Logan Ryan on defense though.
but still, this team isn't that much change. It's just how much of a step
Yeah,
can some of the younger guys take.
yeah. Leonard Williams is gone, I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, it's Steelers still have like one of the best defenses in the league. That's
Yep,
all. That's
no,
it.
no doubt, no
That's
doubt.
why I think it's gonna help. Juju Smith is still good. James Conner's good. Big Ben stays healthy. They can throw for a solid 3,000 yard season. Get
He's gonna
touchdowns
go
when
four
needed.
thousand.
4,000 maybe. He'll
Here,
definitely decline this year in my opinion. Definitely
well,
decline.
he's gonna be healthy. A lot of times when these quarterbacks get injured, as long as it's nothing too crazy, they come back because they're so rested at this age. Like you see a slight uptick after this. Now,
Mhm,
I do want to add. They added Ebron, and he's
mhm.
one of the more controversial figures, especially in the tight ends,
Yeah,
because had a rough go at it at Detroit.
which you
Granted,
hate him
I
for.
don't I don't think you say you don't blame him for.
I said which you hate him for.
No, I don't hate him. I think the guy gets too much flack.
Yeah,
You know,
but he's
he didn't
so
perform in
unloyal.
Detroit, but he was set to fail there.
Yeah,
They didn't use him properly. He started off bad and he just didn't want to be there. And
yep.
then you see, and he goes in. Matt Stafford is not necessarily a tight ends guy as it comes to quarterback.
Hmm.
Now he goes to Indy in his first year. He has Andrew Luck, and who he had a season.
Yep.
Andrew Luck loves tight ends, and then you see
Colts
regress
have been known
because
for
it
tight
goes.
ends, like Dallas Clark and everything like that. That's what they were good for. Honestly, it was a good system for him.
He's yeah, and
Now you
exactly, and
you
then
go
it
to
goes to
Pittsburgh
Jacoby
now.
Brissett. Well,
Well,
I'll get there. It
yeah.
goes to Jacoby Brissett, and not a tight ends guy, not a great quarterback. So you see him decline. Now he comes Big Ben. Big Ben's tight ends aren't his favorite. Still likes to use
No, I
them.
mean, no. You look at the history of Big Ben with
He
Heath
still
Miller,
likes to use
and
them,
all
but
those
they're not his
guys.
favorite.
No, but they're still up there. Like he likes to use them a lot. 'Cause, I mean, you see like Heath
Yeah,
Miller and
that's
all
what I
those
just
guys
said.
when they were in. Yeah,
And then
it's a
Chase
perfect system for him.
Claypool.
Yeah, Chase
Chase
Claypool
Claypool is
added
a
a receiver
big
pool.
addition on that offense. I think you're looking at a potential. I ceiling is 12-4. Do I
I don't
think they'll
know.
go that high?
I would
No.
say 10 and
Do I think
6.
they'll go that high? No.
Yeah,
But ceiling is that high, in my opinion. But
I
Steelers
can
win this
agree.
one.
I can agree with that. All right, final game of the week. It's gonna kick off at 10:20 on Monday night. It's Titans
I'll probably be
Broncos.
in bed.
I'm staying up all night, boy. Titans Broncos. Now I went with Titans here. You went the Broncos, but this one's a toss up as well, in my opinion. It's so hard to
Yep.
tell. It is because Titans I still think are going to be good. Definitely, even though they lose Logan Ryan, that offense with Derrick Henry is still really good. They don't get enough. They don't have enough to talk about for that offense. Broncos though, Broncos just lost Von Miller. Literally, we were talking about it 2 hours ago. They possibly
Yep.
lost Von Miller, and so I think that's gonna be a
Probably for
huge,
the season.
probably for the season. They don't have Derek Wolf anymore. Uh, it's not the Broncos defense you're used to seeing anymore.
Yeah, but Jarrell Casey went from the Titans to the
That
Broncos.
that is true.
They refill and possibly upgrade that Derek Wolf with Jarrell Casey. They
Hmm.
added AJ Bouye, which I
Hmm.
think is an upgrade over Chris Harris from last year.
Hmm.
While missing Von Miller, that defense is still like top 12 defense at the very least.
Hmm.
And then that offense is loaded. Oh my God, so many weapons.
I
So
I'm
many
liking this.
weapons on that offense for Denver.
Well, now you have the Titans getting Jadeveon Clowney. Like, I mean, they also have Malcolm Butler. They have Kevin Barade, Adoree Jackson. Like, I mean, it's still not a bad defense on the Titans end
That
either.
secondary is
Yeah,
decent.
yeah.
It's not bad. Clowney's a big addition.
Mhm.
Could they got
I'm
Vic
just,
Beasley, whose last couple years have been bad, but
yeah.
I think under Mike Vrabel, I
Mhm.
think you'll see him be like a serviceable guy in that defense.
My issue,
Um,
my issue with the Broncos is for their offense. Melvin Gordon, I think, is overhyped always. Melvin Gordon wants just to be paid, even though he doesn't produce as well. He's gonna run 800
they
yards, and that's what it is. Run 800 yards, and
still have Philip Lindsay.
they do have Philip Lindsay, yes, which I think it's decent. I think should be the starter over Melvin Gordon, but since they're paying Melvin Gordon, he's not going to be the starter. They don't have a.
Not true.
I'm scared of the receiver core because Cortland Sutton, he
Mhm.
may be good, but he does not seem like a number one receiver in my opinion.
Oh, I think he will this year.
Maybe this year he does prove
He
himself to be
did.
that one
He was
receiver.
he,
He was
he
good
was
last year,
the
yes.
guy to key on last
Yeah,
year. And now they add Jerry Judy,
Jerry Judy is a great
who
pick who I think should be the number
a
one.
legit
Going
threat.
Yes, Jerry Judy should be the number one in my opinion, but I think it's since he's a rookie, he's not gonna be their main target. It's gonna be
I
Cortland
don't
Sutton,
know
yes, for
about
the year
that.
last year. Like I'm saying, like, their main target's gonna be Cortland Sutton from the start because he did have a good year last year, but I just don't think he is the one. I think Jerry Judy is their future one that they're gonna flip
Oh yeah,
places
eventually.
by the
But
end of the
these are
season. They're gonna
two
flip places.
very good receivers.
Noah
But it takes
Fant's a really
time for
good
a
tight end.
quarterback. It takes a lot of time for a quarterback to like develop chemistry.
Hmm.
Um, so like it'll take 6 weeks before Judy starts to really pop off. But like that's a very crazy, scary duo. And then you add another playmaker and KJ Hamler out of Penn State. There's a lot of speed on the offense, a lot of good receivers, a lot of guys that can make plays all around.
Hmm.
And even their offensive line got a bit better.
Hmm.
So Drew Lock literally, here's the toy box, go have fun.
Hmm. I think
And so I think he's going to make use of that. And the defense is still good enough for the Broncos.
Broncos
So,
have return of Bradley Chubb from his ACL injury as well, but
yep,
I mean we
yep,
gotta see where that goes. 'Cause remember, ACL injuries in my
yep.
opinion, they only have two real outcomes. There's no in between. They're either really bad in your career, like your season-ending career, never, or you come back and you're the best you can ever be. It's never in the middle.
Yeah,
Like yeah, you're doing okay,
like
you're
AP.
doing good, and stuff like that. AP was a great example of coming back and hitting the ground running. Like it's one of those
I,
injuries.
I do want to say one thing about the Titans, their offense. I don't think they're the same offense as last year.
Hmm.
The loss of Jack Conklin is big. That
Yeah,
offensive line is still pretty decent,
yeah.
but
They don't have a good tight end. I'll agree.
now that Tannehill got paid,
Hmm.
you're going to see a steep drop off from him. Teams are going to know, hey, we have to stop Derrick Henry.
Hmm.
Derrick Henry isn't going to be as productive this year. That offense is going to slide. Um,
I still think
and
Derrick
so
Henry will
they're
be good.
and so I don't think they're going to be as good.
Hmm.
And so in this matchup, I think the Broncos are better. I like Drew Lock. I like what he
I
brings
do
to that
like Drew
team,
Lock
the
too.
energy. They seem to back him. He wasn't terrible or anything like that. I think he's gonna look good, and I think the Broncos are gonna play well here. I think this is a very 8-8 potential team, and I
Yeah,
think the Titans are one of these teams that they're gonna beat.
I think Titans are still a wild card team with that. Defense is still not as bad. Tannehill, I still don't think Tannehill gets enough credit now. I think he'll be fine.
He's
Derrick Henry's
used
still a beast.
properly, but
Yeah, if
I
he's
don't think
properly.
he's good enough.
Mm. All right, those are our picks right now. So we both picked Chiefs. We both picked the Eagles, Patriots, Colts, Lions, Raiders, Seahawks. I'm trying to see Saints and Steelers. Well, we had differences in the Vikings Packers game, Jets Bills, Ravens Browns, Chargers Bengals, 49ers Cardinals, Rams Cowboys, and Titans Broncos. So how do you feel with that? That's our first week of picks.
Hey, I feel good. I hope I did enough homework.
I didn't
But
do any homework. I'm
sometimes
going off instinct, boy. We doing this.
I know you are. I
Last
know you
year,
are.
last year I was in a competition. I came in third. So just saying.
Hey, well, you know the NFL a little bit better than me, so I feel good. It'll be interesting.
Yep.
It'll be fun to have football back. I'm excited. Not playing fantasy football this year. Not sure how
Unbelievable.
much I'll keep up with it,
Unbelievable.
but
Sad. I want to say so a favor for this before we go. I want to hear my fantasy team. I don't think I told you the full team yet. 1 second, we should find it.
you could tell me off the pod.
No, I mean saying I have it on here because I want. This is
All
why
right.
some influenced some of my picks. So we got Pat Mahomes, Saquon Barkley, Mark Ingram, Adam Thielen, DK Metcalf, Hunter Henry, Emmanuel Sanders, Jarek McKinnon, Zerline, 49ers defense, Fournette, Corey Davis, Nico Hardman, Justin Jefferson, and Tyler Higbee. So yeah, I'm
How many
hoping.
teams?
uh,
10?
Yeah, around 10 different teams. Or no, this is no,
No, no.
this is a
How many
12
people
man
in your
league. This
league?
is 12 team league.
12. Oh, wow, that's a pretty good team for 12.
Yeah, 12. I know, right? It's amazing. But yeah, hoping that hopefully these some of these picks reflect why my team as well. So episode 6 comes out. Are we on episode 6 for a podcast? Is that what comes out next
Yeah.
Sunday? Then
Yes, that
we'll
sounds about right.
we'll save these records. We'll come back for the same time Same time next week for our week 2 picks. There's a Thursday night game every week, I think, until week 15. So we want to get those out before before Thursday night every time. But yeah, anything else you want to say, Josh?
Uh, no, I don't think so. We've got football back, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen,
God.
and let's get excited.
Chiefs Texans Thursday night in Kansas City. 8:30, I think the game starts. 8:30. We're gonna 8:20 game starts. Can't wait.
Yep.
Football's back.
All right, let's go, baby.
Peace.